What's up, beach bums? My name's Matthew Isbell and my channel is Bama Beach Bum. If you're new to the channel, be sure to subscribe. I do surf fishing videos focused on how to catch more fish in the surf here on the Alabama Gulf Coast. A lot of these tactics will work in many other areas of the country as well. Recently, I've started using some Piscifun products. I've used a couple reels and I gotta say, I've been pretty impressed with how these reels stack up against some of the major brands out there. I've been using Penn for years. I really like Penn products, but I will say that Piscifun puts a lot of quality into their products so far from what I've seen. Today I've been using the this is the Piscifun Carbon X 4000. I've got this paired on a Sea Striker Contour 7-foot rod with 20-pound Power Pro Super Slick braid. And this is a great setup, super light. I just opened it up and started using it today, and the first thing I noticed opening it up out of the box, it's a really cool looking reel, but not only that, it's super light, which for walking the beach, throwing lures, that's important. If you're gonna be out here throwing lures for hours, making that many casts, it's important to have a light reel. It's really gonna wear you out if you're throwing something heavy. They've done a really good job of making this super light and super easy to throw lures. This reel has 10+1 ball bearings, so it's really smooth. Opening it up out of the box, I noticed that it's a really smooth reel. This reel has a carbon fiber drag system, and it touts 33 pounds of drag, which I don't know that you'll ever need that much, but it is nice to know that you can really crank down on some fish, especially out here when you're surf fishing. A lot of times we run into bull redfish or big black drum or even jack crevalle, and you're gonna need some drag to really crank down on those fish. So that's nice to know that you've got a solid drag system. That's always important. Any reel that you get, you wanna know and have confidence that you can really tighten down that drag if you need to get that fish in. You know, it's good for the fish too. You know, it's real important that we catch these fish and that we are having a conservational mindset if we're catch and release, that we don't wear these fish out too much. We want to get them in fairly quickly and be sure to get a nice, safe, healthy release. So it also has a 6.2 to 1 gear ratio, which is great. That's a really good retrieve, which is important. If you want to throw pompano jigs out here on the beach and you catch a pompano, you're going to want that fast retrieve to be able to catch up to that fish, because if you've caught pompano before, you know how fast those fish can swim, and you've really got to catch up to them when they start darting in towards the beach or they're going left or right. They put a lot of slack in that line. You're going to need that fast retrieve to catch up to that fish. One of the features that is nice about these reels, they do have an angled spool up at the top, if you can see that, which is great for throwing braid. If you've ever had a problem with wind knots, that will help the line coming off of the spool and retrieving it back on. It does help reduce the amount of wind knots, which is nice because out here on the surf, that can happen a lot. You can run into those wind knots quite often when you're using braids. One of the things that I don't like about the reel is it does have the anti-retrieve switch here, which I don't ever use that. That's something that is kind of useless in my opinion. And out here in the surf when you're on the sand, that's just another thing to break. It's another thing for sand to get in and just cause issues. So not a deal breaker, but that is one thing that I don't like about the reel. Again, just talking about the weight, this is a super light reel. It's 9.6 ounces. Just really, they've done a really good job making sure that this reel is lightweight for you. And it does have the EVA handle, which is super nice. For this price point reel, it's right now currently it's selling for $79 on Amazon. I think normally it's about $114, but for this price point reel, to have the nice EVA grip, which is great if you're using live bait, if you're using gulp, if you're touching fish and getting slime on your hands, being able to hold on and not slip off the reel, it's really nice. They use really nice materials on this reel. This is a carbon fiber body and rotor. It's also a sealed triple carbon fiber drag system. So really quality stuff. You know that it's gonna hold up. It's not gonna corrode real easily out here in the surf when you're dealing with all the salt just coming in on the air. Even if you don't dunk this thing, it's gonna be getting a lot of salt water on it. It also has a machined aluminum braid ready spool, so you can put braid right on it. You don't have to put backing if you don't want to. I normally do just to save a little bit of money on the braid. So really quality reel. I did already catch a fish with it this morning. It felt great. Wasn't a big fish. I was hoping to get a bigger redfish, but the flounder and reds are running around. That's what I was hoping for today. But go ahead and check that footage out real quick.
There we go. There we go. Got a fish. What do we got? Flounder, yes. There we go.
Had to make a few moves, but finally found a fish. He's probably legal, but I'm not planning on keeping fish, and he didn't swallow, so we got a good hook set on that, so I'm gonna put him back. But felt good, felt solid. Yeah, he's right at 12.5 inches, which is legal flounder here in Alabama. In the surf, we don't catch a ton of big ones. They're here, but most of the ones we catch are usually small, so he would definitely be coming home, but not keeping fish today, so we're gonna get this pretty guy back. Again, so far I've been really impressed with the products. I have one other reel that I've been using, that's a little bit beefier, that I've been using on my pompano setups. But really impressed, had a great time this morning, really like this setup. I'm gonna be using it a lot. If you are interested in getting your hands on one of these, I do have a link in the description to Amazon where you can go and purchase this if you would like to try it out. Again, really solid reel, it'd be great for inshore or out here on the beach, throwing lures, throwing jigs. Once those pompano come around, can't wait to throw some jigs at some pompano. But guys, I appreciate you watching. Hope you enjoyed the video. I hope this helps. And as always, you stay bummy.
As always, thanks for watching. Please hit that subscribe button and follow us on Instagram and Facebook.